Hey everybody, I am back today, and I present to you a deck requested by the one and only GadgetJax, Chesnaught Break. Now, there's a lot of things going against Chesnaught Break. The first being that it's a technical stage 3, which might be the biggest hurdle into getting this guy to do anything. The next one is going to be the fact that he takes a lot of energy to attack, and Root Fossil worked. So my goal is to try and help both of those by using Cradily from, what's it called? Plasma Blast, which its first attack, Life Explosion, for each grass, or not grass, for each energy card attached to Cradily, it costs 1 grass. You can search your deck for a stage 2 and put it onto your bench. So that's the plan. Use Cradily to skip both Chespin and Quilladin, and then try to power up a Chesnaught as quickly as possible, which is still quite slowly, considering it takes 2 grass and 2 colorless, which means this is going to take a while. This deck isn't the best. I think it's got some merit, but you're using a restored Pokemon, which is kind of a clunky mechanic as it is, and then you're also trying to get a break into play, which is, so it's technically a stage 1, which is still better than a stage 3, mind you. And then it's going to take 4 energy to actually hit anything for reasonable damage, or any damage whatsoever. Touchdown takes 4 to do 90, and Tough Hammer, Chesnaught Break's attack, takes 4 to do 160, 32 a bench, and then 32 itself. As it is, both of those attacks, they aren't horrible, but they're not going to break the format anytime soon. So you're going to have to make do with what you have. The biggest downside to this is the fact that I can't really start piling energy onto Chesnaught until I use Cradily's attack. So it's not like attach to bench Chespin, put something up to stall. No, you are waiting and waiting. It also didn't help that I start with Keldeo, although considering I can't actually start with Lily because it is a restored Pokemon. It is not a basic. You have to... What Lileep does is, if you play Root Fossil Lileep, then you can put it onto your bench, but there is no way to get it out besides Root Fossil Lileep. Tyrant and Amora got that nice Fossil Collector card, which we missed. So now, be prepared to see quite a bit of passing. Anyways, yeah, Cradily is cool, so let's try this. I could have gotten cute and tried and attached the DC to Lily so I could get 3 Chesnaughts into play. Although 2 of them are in my hand, so it would be kind of pointless. I think my opponent is playing Archie's Blastoise. They don't seem to have the best of starts either, which is a good thing. This deck is very, very, very slow. So, hey, I'll take bad starts if I can get bad starts. Now, Floatstone and Jirachi, Water to Keldeo. So, Stellar Guidance. Alright. My next question is, what am I going to do if they actually do get the Secret Sword knockout this turn? My answer is, pray I top deck a supporter. Oh, look, I top decked an end. Perfect. So now I need Cradily and Floatstone. There's the Cradily. There's the Floatstone. So now I can retreat into Cradily, Life Explosion, get a Chesnaught into play. And there, I now have a Chesnaught into play. This is a lot clunkier than Archie's, but hey, if there can be an Archie's Blastoise, I don't see why there can't be Chesnaught Cradily. So here goes. Right. Now my opponent's superiors. This pretty much confirms Archie's Blastoise. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do, because if it's Archie's Blastoise, I think I just kind of get bopped after a certain amount of time if I don't have anything to throw while I power up this Chesnaught, which is very, again, slow. I'm not really sure what other words to describe it. Cradily does have a nice water resistance, which is cool. And as it is, if I actually, which means they can't knock me out unless they get an Archie's into play, which they didn't, so I get to Life Explosion again. Skyla for N. Now I'm going to Root Fossil, try my luck. Oh, hey, Lily. Nice of you to join the party. And, well, Life Explosion. It's another Chesnaught. And now I have another Lily to throw into the active position for my next turn. And because there's a Lily being knocked out, I can use Root Fossil Lily. And there's Archie's. So I pretty much can use Lileeps as an army of damage sponges. Or 2 more damage sponges anyways. While I try and get this Chesnaught going. It's not the best of strategies, but it's all I've got right now. Actually, I could probably change the army of Lileep into an army of Cradily, since, well, hey, Cradily has 40 more HP and another water resistance. Well, I mean, Lileep has water resistance, so Cradily just adds 40 more HP, which is handy. So, Lileep, there's a Grass. Continue powering up the Chesnaught. I'm going to Prehistoric Call. Not discard. Prehistoric Call. Prehistoric Call. There. Root Fossil Lileep. It's the bottom card, so... Oh, look, Octillery. Now, finally, I get Chesnaught Break into play, and then next turn I can either Touchdown or Tough Hammer something. Which feels really good. You go through all this setup, and then you finally get to Tough Hammer something, or Touchdown if you're feeling football-y. Not a fan of football myself, but it's actually really satisfying once you finally get a Chesnaught Break going. The challenge is just making sure it stays going, which is kind of hard. It doesn't have... Base Chesnaught doesn't have water resistance, so you don't get water resistance, unfortunately. The XY era, for some reason, removed water resistance. But, oh well. So, I guess I'll do what I did during regionals. Is this deck a good play for cities? In Expanded, I think it's a really fun play, and you might be surprised at how well it could do, but I don't think it's going to break the format yet. If we get something like an Archie's for grass types, maybe, but you can't Archie's a Chesnaught Break. So you're still waiting 1 turn. Anyways, so, yep, that's pretty much it. Time to go touchdown something. Now, actually, by this point, my opponent has already almost decked themselves out by the time I'm actually getting set up, which is kind of hilarious. Next turn, I could finally Tough Hammer something, and my opponent's got 12 cards left in their deck. So, go Chesnaught Break. Alright, now I'm going to use Abyss Hand. Another Chesnaught. I could Dowsing Machine for a Root Fossil. So I have another portable damage sponge. I think I will do that, since it's very likely that I'm going to need to do that at some point or another. I'm going to need to set up this other Chesnaught Break. Chesnaught Breaks are not invincible. Right there. Now, so it's always handy to just have Lileeps around. One upside to Chesnaught Break is it is a 190 HP, 1 prize attacker. Yes, your opponent can hit it for as much damage as they want. They are only ever going to get 1 prize unless they're an Articuno, in which case they could possibly get 2, but I can Tough Hammer Articuno, and so on and so forth. So, As it is, Chesnaught Break also makes a good damage sponge while I set up my other Chesnaught Break and buy Auxiliary. Yeah, there's 100. Delta Plus, take one more prize card. But, well, they did go after Auxiliary there, which is something I'm not super happy about. Hey, it's another Pokemon that is not Chesnaught Break, so I get to Tough Hammer, I get to drop the hammer on something, and I get to do 30 damage to that Jirachi EX. So with Tough Hammer, I could sort of pick away at the Jirachi, and ever so slowly get my other Chesnaught set up. I'm not playing the Juniper because I already have the, well, 2 grass I need to attack, and I'm not sure if I'll actually get them. Lysander, uh-oh. Lysander, what are they sending up? Keldeo? Lily? Lily. Yeah, Lily gets knocked out pretty easily. So yeah, that's the deck. Chesnaught Break with Cradily, because trying to set up a massive Chesnaught Break from the Chespin, even though there is Forest of Giant Plants, doesn't work as well as you think it would. So now I get to retreat. My opponent has said GG, which means they probably don't have the resources to stop Chesnaught Break. And even if they did, I've got another one in reserve, so... Hey, it looks like Chesnaught really did drop the hammer. Wow. I'm impressed. So, alright. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a comment on what you'd like to see me do on presumably Wednesday. I happen to get myself a day behind somehow. Now I don't have Lysander, so I do have to attack this Mewtwo. But hey, Tough Hammer means I could take 4 prizes when I only need to take 1 next turn. Oh, but they deck out anyways. Thank you so much for watching. See you all next time. Leave a comment. And, yep, thank you. Oh, and shoutouts to GadgetJax for asking me to play this deck. I had a lot of fun with it. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.